Hi, Brad. This is Hafiz from India. In our country, the most of the entrepreneurs, they do think that they don't require a business coach.
Yes.
In fact, business coach are underestimated.
Mhm.
They think that my business is running for the past 30, 40 years. My grandfather inherited, started, my father inherited, and I'm doing the business.
Yeah.
Who are you going to teach me?
Yeah.
I know I'm a better person.
Yeah.
So how to handle this?
So there's three ways to handle that. Number one way is to understand that that is not just India. If you think Americans don't have egos and Kiwis don't have egos and the businessmen in Qatar don't have egos and Florida doesn't have egos, every business owner in the world is of that nature. Now, what they're actually signifying is two things. So 7 years ago, now 8 years ago, when we first started doing Net Promoter Score, we were getting scores in the high 70s, and now we're in the 80s. And the Net Promoter asks how, the simple question is, how likely are you to refer us to someone else? Now, to get a Net Promoter Score like that means almost no one can give you less than a 9 or a 10, right? So when we were getting those scores, and then I looked at our referral rate, I said, guys, there's something wrong here. So we went and asked our customers, what's wrong? Why you gave us a 10 and you've given us 0 referrals? And basically the answer of all of them was two things. Number one, I don't want to tell someone else they need a coach. And number two, I don't want to admit I have a coach. It's like the therapist thing, right? There must be something wrong with me if I have a therapist. Well, I'm here to tell you I run the biggest coaching company in the world, and I have 3 coaches. One of them is actually a therapist, and he gets in my head every Saturday morning. I walk the dog, I have a chat with him, and I have 3 people I pay to coach me. And so anyone that lets their ego get in the way with that will only do that for a certain period of time. So here's what we notice about it. Times are booming, rising tide floats all boats. People are like, I don't think I need a business coach. COVID hits. Juan, can you help me? I'm struggling right now. Like when things go wrong, they do call you, okay? So even though their ego might get in the way in the beginning, they do call you. Second way to answer that question is once we start teaching, they start recognizing there's things they don't know. They won't admit to it straight away, but when I show them the 5 ways, the average business owner looks at me and goes, oh my God, where has this been all my life? I wish I'd known this from day one. When we start sharing with them installing ABOS, the Action Coach Business Operating System, and that there's 6 layers to it, and layer 1 has 4 areas, and layer 2 has 5 areas, and layer 3 has 9 areas, and then there's 6 on layer. When we start showing them the recipe and the methodology, the business operating system that we've done for almost 32 years now, they start to recognize, whoa, I could be doing so much better than ever I was before. The third way to answer that is play along. Absolutely, you don't. I'm here to coach your team. I'm here to teach your managers how to be better managers. So I had an example just yesterday. I was on with our coaches. I do a quarterly thing where I help every franchise partner plan their next quarter. And one of the partners on there was telling me the story of he put the management training into one particular business, and the owner was very much at the beginning, I don't need coaching, everything's fine. Yeah, but my people, they need it, my people, my people. Now, we all know fish stinks from the head down, right? But if you can get in and start working with their people, then they start to see the results and they go, well, hang on, you're getting these results. What about me? So yeah, some people are going to be that way, but it's also why we do the first 2 weeks coaching for free. When there was a great book called Patrick Lencioni, Getting Naked, was that it? Was it Naked Selling? Patrick Lencioni was the... Yeah, he did that, but he did this other little one, right? And what it talks about is that unless... once you get into a business and you start coaching them, if I've coached you 4 sessions over 2 weeks, one of them is just a coffee session, one of them I drop into your business, you show me around, one of them is an actual coaching on Zoom, and one of them is a full hour and a half, full diag where we actually go through and diagnose their business. At the end of that 2 weeks, they've moved so much that they're at a point where they just go, this is insane. Why would I not do this going forward type thing? So You have to remember, Hafiz, though, that you're just the guide. If you ever get into a situation where, as a coach, you try and make yourself better than them, you lose. We are Yoda, they are Luke. They're the hero of this story. I'm just the guide in this story. You know how when you watch a movie, there's always a guide shows up, and it's usually the person you least expect that gives them all the lessons and helps them turn their life around? That's us. We're not the main character of the movie. They're the main character of the movie, and we're just the person sitting on the sideline being Yoda, spouting a little bit of wisdom and asking the right questions. So it's really important to be that guide and position yourself as the guide, not as their boss or their superior or anything like that. I've never met a great coach that thought they could play the game better than the players. I could coach a football team, but I can't play it. Some of these businesses that I coach, they're doing billions of dollars, and you sit there and go, damn, these guys are crushing it. You look at $1 trillion coach, Bill Campbell. Unfortunately, he's passed, but he was coaching people running businesses 100, a million, a billion times bigger than he'd ever run. But they're the hero, you're the guide. So look at it from those three perspectives. And but also, I'll be very clear, follow the system. The system makes it so that they don't get that way. But yeah,